The Devil May Cry animated series is just fan service done right. So I just got done watching the Devil May Cry animated series, and I felt like I just had to talk about it, especially when it comes down to someone who has played the games as well as someone who has read some of the novels. Like, this series was just so well done, and it really is basically a love letter to all the fans out there. Now, even though that this is an original story, technically speaking, it's a retelling of the Devil May Cry universe, especially on how Dante meets Lady, for example. There's also other characters that get introduced or name dropped, you know, a couple of times, in which we still don't know any sort of lore to as of right now. We'll get to that in a second. But even though when it comes down to this original story, you know, new people can actually get introduced to Devil May Cry from this anime series. This retelling of Devil May Cry was amazing. It was simply amazing. I was pleasantly surprised by it. Now, before this animated series actually came out, the original Devil May Cry animated series actually came out back in like the early 2000s, I believe, by Studio Madhouse. It had a couple of episodes, but I mean, it was a lot darker and kind of showed a little bit of a darker side, as I mentioned before, of Dante's personality, but didn't really give too much context of the story. It's more like a series that shows Dante's side quest, essentially. It doesn't really follow a specific storyline for the most part, but that one was, it was good, but this one is, I need more of this. Like, the studio who made this animated series, like, they knew what they were doing. Now, when it comes down to the music, I think we can all agree on that the music of this series is just fantastic. Devil May Cry is most notable for its heavy metal-esque soundtrack to it, and I'm sure that there's a lot of people out there, like, if you search Devil May Cry OST, you're gonna find a lot of good songs, but I'm pretty sure most of us agree that Bury the Light is probably the most notable. But anyways, Devil May Cry has always had this sort of heavy metal-esque background music to it, and it just makes Devil May Cry Devil May Cry. The thing that really threw me for a loop is that they brought Limp Bizkit onto the show. The Devil May Cry opening is by Limp Bizkit. Rollin', and like, dude, when I hear that through every single episode, it kind of gets me hype, but at the same time, it makes me question, like, why is this here? But not only that is cool to see, you also have Evanescence coming out with a brand new song. I haven't heard Evanescence in forever, so it's always great to see Amy go ahead and releasing a new song from Evanescence. Like, oh man, I really missed her music. Not only that, but by the end of the show, I hear Green Day. Like, Green Day, of all things. Like, dude, Green Day is great. All this stuff is from, like, the early 2000s, and I just, like, everything just culminated into just a nostalgia factor for me. So, not only was there fan service, but there was also a lot of nostalgia when it comes down to me watching this series. It was just, I felt like I was a kid again. And of course, Johnny Young Bosch does a great job voicing Dante in this series. You know, pretty much every actor and actress did a very good job when it comes down to their roles. I was just very surprised that Johnny Young Bosch ended up voicing the role as Dante, because technically in the games, I know I'm getting a little technical here comparing the games to the show, but technically Johnny Young Bosch actually plays the role as Nero in the games, who we didn't get introduced to this series, and maybe we will later down the line. But when it comes down to the games, Johnny Young Bosch voices Nero from the series. So to know that the original voice actor from Devil May Cry didn't reprise their role has me, like, I mean, I haven't really heard anything in regards to that, so maybe I'm just not in the know when it comes down to the voice actor. But yeah, I mean, they didn't really bring back the original voice actor for Dante, so that kind of surprised me. But hey, I mean, I ain't complaining about Johnny Young Bosch. He actually did a really good job as Dante. I'm not complaining. Now, when it comes down to this series, everyone has been talking about on social media, episode 6 is probably their favorite episode within the series. There are 8 episodes total, but episode number 6 is everyone's favorite for the most part. And honestly, I would tend to agree with them on that factor. It comes down to explaining on how episode 6 is brought. It's like a mixture between two halves of cartoon-ish style, and then the other half is kind of like the actual art and animation that is showcased throughout the rest of the show. It's almost like a side of realism meets cartoon, or cartoon meets realism. It's weird, but the actual the structure of it seems weird, but how it was presented was really, really cool, and it actually tells a very unique kind of storyline within it as well. Especially when it comes down to the main antagonist. We literally get to see the whole entire backstory of the antagonist of this series through one single episode, but that single episode has substance to it, and it basically kind of culminates to a fact of how that character is in relation to the other characters of the show. So all in all, episode 6 has a lot of good substance to it. It definitely is probably my favorite episode, as well as some others' favorite episode out there, just on how it was presented, told, and even animated. I know when it comes down to this video, I'm not really giving an entire review of Devil May Cry, but I'm more so just explaining and giving off my, you know, personal thoughts and opinions of what I thought about the series. And like I'm pretty sure you could tell that I really enjoyed it. There was a lot of fan service. There was a lot of nostalgia that I had to it. It makes me want to revisit some of the games. Yeah, Devil May Cry is, as I said, man, this is such a great series, and it's near and dear to my heart. It literally makes me feel like I'm a kid again because of just how everything was presented. It was just, if it's one simple word that I can personally give it, it's peak. We just need more of this. We need more of this. Just kind of how Invincible has been receiving new seasons. We need new seasons of this, and I'm really hoping, due to the success of this, which it does seem like this did really well, I'm hoping that we will get another season of Devil May Cry the animated series, hopefully soon, because there's still some characters that we have to be introduced to, such as Trish, for example, which hopefully we will get introduced to soon, because she plays a big role into the story as well, and it will be just cool to see her. And by the ending of the show, you know who shows up, and then Bury the Light plays. Anyway, that's enough for this video. I've been talking about Devil May Cry for, you know, what, 15 minutes now. I know this video is just everywhere, but I'm gonna end it off here. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, guys, of what you thought of the show. I really enjoyed it. Personally, I think it's a 10 out of 10, but maybe that could be just my, you know, I mean, that's my overall bias opinion, recency bias, I guess you could say. But honestly, I really enjoyed this, and I think it's a 10 out of 10. But I'm curious about your thoughts. What are your thoughts in the comments down below? Excuse me, can't talk right now. What are your thoughts in the comments down below? Give the video a like if you happen to enjoy the video, and yeah, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more future content on possibly more videos from me, such as, hey, maybe I might do Invincible in the near future if you guys want to see that, see a review of that, or if possibly, you know, more Devil May Cry seasons come out, I could do stuff on there as well. And of course, I do anime and manga content on this channel as well, so if you like anything like that, hit that red subscribe button down below, and you'll never miss a video from me. That about does it for this video, guys. Hopefully you have a good one. I'm out. Peace.